Hey Fat, I hope you're okay. This is Matt. I spoke to you yesterday over the phone and I just wanted to follow up from our conversation. I've had a little bit of time now to think about what we spoke about and what might be the best way forward for you personally. I know that in an ideal world, you would like me to be able to work alongside you in the gym and do your programs and that in the same way that Dave used to. Unfortunately, that's not quite how we can do things at the moment. But I do think that I've got a good solution for you that might work out a better option than that, and also a cheaper option than that as well. It's also a different option from relying on the video sessions. So I'm currently stood in the room that I deliver my video sessions in. It's just sort of a blank, plain room. It's not particularly big. You don't really need a lot of space to do these things. So I know space was something you were thinking about from home. If you were going to work with me, I would, as I mentioned yesterday on the phone, just want to do one of those sessions with you just to perform a movement assessment. So we would need very little room. We would need no equipment whatsoever. I would just want to see you perform some basic movements like squats, lunges, see if you can hold a plank, things like that. These are things that Dave would have done with you very, very early on. I just want to assess where you're at with those things. So regardless of how we move forwards, that is something that I'm fairly fixed on because I feel that it's important for me to then be able to make judgments on how best to work with you moving forwards. In terms of what we would do there, something that I didn't really explain yesterday that I actually do as part of my service and that I've done for a long, long time is online coaching. Okay. This is slightly different from PT. PT is me being with you in the session, one-to-one for that hour, making sure you get the job done. Online coaching is me providing you with all the tools to get your results from afar and then checking in with you and holding you accountable to getting those things done. Okay. So I do that with people all over the country. In fact, I have clients over in Italy, in Naples. I have people that I work with in Berlin. I've got people all over the world that do this with me. And specifically, I actually do this through a program that I've developed called the Big Day Body Plan, which actually helps brides get in shape for their wedding. And this is its primary purpose. We use this for that purpose. But the systems, the tools, the technology that we've got can be applied to anyone. So without rambling on too much, I just wanted to explain how that might work for someone like you. Okay. So what we would do is we would do the initial session I talked about via video just to assess your movements. That would literally take me about half an hour to do in order to learn everything I need to learn about how you move. From there, we would then do a follow-up sort of phone call or video call where we can talk about how we take care of things like your nutrition and what your training is actually going to look like, because I know that part of your goal is weight loss related as well. So I want to make sure that the nutrition is on point. What I would then do is get you set up with our custom app that we have. So all of my clients that do online coaching live on here. And this is where we can track everything and work on things together. So we can put your training through here, we can put your nutrition through here, and we can track all your stats through here. So there's literally workouts that I plan for people, and then I assign those workouts to a client so that then when they click on that workout, they can then see, I know you won't be able to see this too clearly on the screen, but they can see the movements that they need to do, and they can click on the movement and see a video of that movement being performed. It'll tell them what weight to use, how many reps to do, how many sets to do, how much rest to take. Okay. That's exactly the same as what I would be doing if I was working with you one-to-one. It's just that you can do it by following an app whilst you're in the gym. What we can then also do is use the app to do a bit of a weekly check-in. So each week I can get you to weigh yourself, measure yourself, and we can update all those statistics to the app so that I can see where you're at. So as an example here, this is someone who's been doing this for a while with me now. So you can see, again, you won't be able to see the individual numbers and things, but each week, these are different check-ins that this client has performed. Okay. So I get a little update every week on where these people are at in terms of their measurements and their weight. And I've shown them how to do that accurately from home. I then get a notification to tell me that they've updated their statistics. And then the following day, I can send them a little bit of a video message back saying, well done, this seems to be going well, that seems to be going well. How do you feel about these things? So we can still perform a coaching process. We can still work together in a personal training type environment without me literally being stood next to you in the gym, telling you everything you need to do in terms of your workouts. The way I would push you is by setting you challenging workouts for you to do in the gym and then holding you accountable to getting those things done. Obviously, if you weren't getting them done, if the workouts weren't being logged through the app, I would be able to see that. And then I would be able to say to you, right, okay, why didn't we manage that one? What's going on? How come we didn't push your weight a little bit higher on these things? So that's something that we can sort of provide for you. And I've got all the systems and tools set up ready to go. In terms of doing that for you, I'd be willing to do that because you're a previous ProFit client. I'd be willing to do that for you at the price I mentioned yesterday, just for the programming option. So we'd be able to do that for you at £100 a month, which is significantly cheaper than paying me my hourly rate every week. Obviously, if you wanted to work with me one-to-one, still happy to do that with you. It's just that, like we said, it would need to be via video and we'd have to sort out the time and stuff. But if you wanted to do this online coaching option instead, we could do the one-off session at a time that suits you. And then everything moving forwards becomes sort of an online relationship where we communicate with one another and make sure that you've got everything that you need. So I hope that sounds like a useful option to you. Obviously, if you want some time to think about that, or if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But I just thought I'd record a brief video to explain all that to you, because it's not something I'd really thought about yesterday as a potential option for you. But then when I was sleeping on it last night and thinking about how I can best support you, I think that's the way forwards. By all means, if you want to speak to me about that on the phone again, we can have another conversation and I can explain it in a bit more detail. But I would essentially help you take care of your nutrition, your exercise, make sure that you get pushed and make sure that you're accountable without needing to be by your side. And this is something that I am already doing with people all over the world. So I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be a fantastic option for someone like yourself who's busy and needs a bit more flexibility. If you need anything from me, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Cheers, Ifat, and I'll catch you later.